Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. We're so excited for you to join us and to build and create in Minecraft with us this morning. We have about 10 more minutes before everyone joins and that we get started. So what we've done today is we've created a little quiz just so you get familiar with sharing your answers, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to share a lot of your answers today. So we've given you a link in our chat. There's a little speech bubble. If you found the speech bubble, you'll be able to see the link. And we want you to share your answers by clicking on that link, putting in your name, or if you're working with your whole class, put in your class name and provide an answer for us. So again, thank you so much for joining us. We're just going to get started in a little bit, but we're going to have some fun right now with a Minecraft quiz just to get us going. And then we're going to do a bunch of introductions and get you to know who we are. And hopefully we'll get to know who you are. But there are so many people on this call today. Already, we're almost at 300 classes. So that's pretty wild to see that we're all getting together for Computer Science Week. And we're all going to build and create in Minecraft, which is awesome. So if you're ready for the first question, I will put that on our screen. And it asks, Minecraft is written in which programming language? Now, if you don't know, that's okay. But we'd love for you just to take a guess by clicking on that edtech.team/Minecraft link and providing an answer for us. And I can see all the answers pop up on my screen. And we'll see as soon as they start trickling in, we'll be able to see it. Thank you, Maddie. And we can see some of these answers start rolling in right away. And the question is, Minecraft is written in which language? And I love, oh, sorry, Emily, yes.
And Coulter, I'm just going to let everybody know that Coulter isn't alone here. You're not stuck with him all morning. There are actually 3 of us here on the call with over 400 classes from Ontario and Quebec and across Canada. So if you hear different voices, you're not going crazy. You are exactly where you need to be, and we're just hanging out here with Coulter.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. And we can see a bunch of classes and names coming in, like Owen and VMEF8B with a great guess, and Regent Park Public School with a correct answer. Thank you, Sebastian and Alexis with a really good guess. Wow, I have to move my screen pretty quick because my form is filling up so fast with how many students we have on our call. Wow. And we have so many. Atifa with a correct answer, and Mika with a great guess, and Rohan. And as I scroll down a little bit more, Waleed with a really good guess. Ashleen, great answer. You are correct. Wow, look at these answers coming through. So we'll just give another second so you get familiar with being able to click on our link and posting your response. Now, we really want to make sure that you're posting your response in this link and not in the message on Teams. And it looks like a lot of us are doing this correctly, which is awesome for our first time. So, wow. Look at all these coming in, and we have Darren with a correct answer, and Abdullah from Aylesbury. I'm not going to pronounce that correctly, but that I'm guessing your school.
All right, Coulter, are you ready for the next question?
I think we're ready for the next question. I think we're ready for our answer too. Let's check our answer out. Which language is Minecraft built in? It is Java. Thank you so much for those of you that have chimed in. Whether you're right or wrong, that's awesome. Thank you very much for clicking on that link. Let's see our next question. Who created all the music in Minecraft? Who created the music in Minecraft? That's your next question. Click on the link, throw your name in there and your guess, whether it's right or wrong. Mike, do you have a guess on this?
I have a guess. I'm thinking maybe, was it Bill Gates?
Ooh, good guess, Mike. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but that's a good guess.
Oh,
Emily,
Coulter,
do you have a guess, Emily?
I have a guess. Now, I want to let everybody know here, I have never played Minecraft before. So if you're like me, Coulter is going to show us exactly how to get started. And if you're not like me and you've played before, Coulter's going to show you some really neat, interesting, kind of geeky things too. But who created all the music in Minecraft? Coulter, my guess? Justin Bieber.
Pretty close. I think you might be right, actually, Emily.
I hope so.
Great. Awesome guess, both of you. Let's put the answer on the board and see where we're at. We have lots of answers coming in. It is C418. Awesome. And Miss Stoy's class, TSOY from SK. Wow, that's a great guess. I think you're pretty close. There's a lot of Daniel Rosenfield answers that came through. We weren't specifically looking for that, gentleman, but C14, Daniel Rosenfield will both work. We'll count both of them. Awesome. Let's put the next question on the board. Which block do you use to cook things? If you're going to be cooking in Minecraft, which blocks would you use to cook something? Let us know in that form. So if you are just joining us, we posted a link in our team's chat. You can find that by finding the speech bubble and clicking on the link, and that will allow you to respond to our questions today. We're just having a fun little quiz right now until everybody joins us. And we're on the question that says, which block do you use to cook things in Minecraft? And as I scroll down, I can see a lot of great answers coming through from Annie and Zohair and Jordan and Aubrey and Bodie and Jared. Awesome answers, folks. Well done. Thank you for chiming into our forum as well. This is great. And Emma, thank you with the correct answer. And Jack and Nathan and Amelia. Amelia with a correct answer popping in there. And Eric with a K and Mitchell. Awesome. It looks like we have a bunch of correct answers rolling in. I don't know if this was the most difficult question we have, because it looks like a majority of us got it correct. Let's throw that on the board here. What's our correct answer? It is the furnace. Correct. And if you're with us this afternoon, or maybe we'll even get to it today, we have a follow-up question to this one. So let's put the next question on the board, though. I like this one. What year was Minecraft released? Now we're talking about the original Minecraft. We're not talking about like the Pocket Edition or the Education Edition, which was released a few years later. When was the original Minecraft released? A little fun fact, I believe it only took a few days to release the first edition. And then that edition was sold for $2 billion. Imagine only working for a couple days and getting $2 billion for your product. It's pretty amazing. So we love seeing people post in the form and not in the team's chat. So thanks for clicking on that link, posting your name, and answering the question. Again, that link is found in our chat. If you're just joining us, it looks like we have some great answers rolling in. And we will put the answer on the board in just a second. We'll wait for a few more answers to trickle in.
Coulter, do you have some shout outs of people who filled in that form instead of using the Q&A here in the team's video?
I can see Owen and Mrs. Afon's class. I believe I pronounced that correctly. And Dalewood has posted in the form correctly. And Liam Aaron from public school. Liam Aaron Public School. Awesome. And as I scroll down, as it takes a little bit of time to load my form, I can see that Daniel and Kyle And wow, you guys are going to break my form here. So many great answers coming in really fast. And Aaliyah, who's got the exact date. It looks like some of us have been using our resources around us to give me an exact day and year, which I'm okay with. If you have the resources to do that, I'm okay with you doing a little bit of a bit of a search to find this thing. So great answer, Jack and Logan and Safwan.
All right, Coulter. I'm going to
Ready?
interrupt you because I know everybody is dying to get to another question. Are you ready for the answer?
Yep, let's see it. Our answer for what year was Minecraft released? It was in 2009. I know we made you wait for that one. 2009, Minecraft was first released, and the Education Edition was released in 2015. So, next question. And I think we have time for this one and maybe one more afterwards. And the question is, what are the two colors of clothes that a zombie wears? What are the two colors of clothes that a zombie wears? Let us know in the chat. Sorry, in the forum. What is your guess? And you can be as specific to the colors if you'd like, or you could just name the two colors. And I'm okay with that too. But what are the two colors that the zombies wear in Minecraft? And as we see some answers rolling in, wow, these come in really fast. And
Coulter, we're testing your reading skills this morning, I think.
And my reading skills are pretty on par. The problem is my reading skills can't compete with how many people we have on this call and how quickly these answers are coming in. That's where the reading skills are lacking right now, because I'm so impressed with. I can't even tell, but we definitely have to be over 350 classes maybe on the call already.
Oh, Coulter,
Where are we
you're
at?
not even close.
I'm not even
We
close.
have over 700 classes hanging out with us this morning across Ontario, Quebec, Canada. I love the fact that Minecraft and coding can bring us all together here on this Computer Science Education Week.
That's 700. Wow. And that includes Miss Diamond's class that I see chiming into our chat here, which is awesome. 750. My mind is blown, and I think my form is blown too, because of all these crazy answers coming in all at once. So thank you so much for being able to participate in that and chiming in. I think we're ready to put the answer on the board, and we'll do one more quick question. After that, we'll do a quick response. But the answer to what colors do zombies wear? It is blue and green. Maybe some of you put navy and teal, which we're definitely okay with, or you might have chose a different color to describe that green, which we're okay with as well. So great answers. Thank you so much for chiming in. And we'll put our final question on the board before we get started today. This is going to be a rapid fire, and it says, how much wool is required to build a bed? This is a rapid fire question. Resubmit that form. I forgot to mention that you don't have to always click on the link to get a new question, or to get a new response piece. You can just click on resubmit, and that allows you to easily resubmit your answers. And I'm sure a bunch of you already got the hang of that. Like Madame Stacy's class from Ecole, I believe it's Cedar, but I can't see it on my screen, but I was pretty close. Madame Stacy, thank you so much for being here, and welcome, class. And we can see a bunch of these answers coming in real quick, and that's awesome. And I think we're ready to put the answer on the board. It is 3. You need 3 pieces to build a bed. And ideally, it's the same color, right? That's what is really tricky sometimes. So thank you so much for participating in our chat and really blowing up our form over here. This is amazing. This is amazing. So I think we're going to get started, but we want to make sure that you get to know who we are a little bit. So my name is Coulter Lewis, and I will be guiding you through your Minecraft journey today. I'm a Minecraft master trainer. I used to work with Microsoft and Minecraft together, and I also am a primary school teacher, and I live actually in downtown Toronto, really close to the University of Toronto, but I'm from Niagara Falls. So if you've ever been to Niagara Falls, I know we have a lot of people from Ontario on our call today. So if you've been to Niagara Falls, that's awesome. Thank you so much for being here and for joining us. I'm going to throw Mike or Emily on next, but I can't seem to see where they went. There we go.
I'm right here, Coulter. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is absolutely fantastic. I can't believe the amount of people. The forum is already at 4,000 people. My name is Mike Page. I'm all the way from British Columbia. I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm older than Minecraft, and I can't believe that right now. I'm getting really old, but I'm happy to be here. Like I said, I'm from BC. I teach grade 6, 7, and I'm a vice principal. And I'd like to pass this on to another wonderful person on our team, Emily.
Good morning, everybody, and especially good morning, Mike. Do you guys believe that Mike woke up so early? It is only 6:30 in BC, and he is here hanging out with you today. He couldn't miss today. So I am Emily. I live just outside of Guelph, Ontario, for all of our Ontario folks here. And I cannot wait to learn alongside you and learn with Coulter, who's going to show us exactly how to start building with Minecraft and then starting to talk a little bit of math maybe, and then leading us in this afternoon to coding. Back to you, Coulter.
Awesome. So now that you know a little bit about us, and now that I know that Mike likes the Philadelphia Flyers, we want to know a little bit about you. So in that form, could you tell us what grade you're in? And if you're just joining, there is a form link in our chat. And you can click on that link and submit your name and submit the response. And let us know what grade you're in right now. We just want to see who's on the call and who's joining us. Wow, these are coming in real fast. We have some 5th graders and some 6th graders. Wow, lots of 7 and 8s chiming in. We even have some 4th graders here. So we have a big mix, and we have some high school students, which is great. We're going to call on you for some more difficult math questions today. Awesome. I love seeing that. So that next question, let's get the next question on the board. Thank you for chiming in and letting us know what grade you're in. And the next question is, have you played Minecraft before? Have you played Minecraft before? And if you have, let us know how many years you've been playing. Love to hear how many years you've been playing, whether maybe this is your first year. Maybe this is your 5th year. Maybe like myself, this is my 8th year of playing. I learned about Minecraft from my 2nd grade student who would only, very great student, but would only read Minecraft books. And I was okay with that because it got him reading and it got him interested in reading. So I was really happy that he was reading that because it also introduced me to Minecraft. So I've been playing for about 8 years. Awesome. We see a bunch of numbers coming in. Wow, some students have been playing since they're 4 years old. That's crazy. That's amazing. We have a few years and we have a few answers saying they've never played before, and that's okay too. That's okay. We're going to walk you through it and we're going to get you started today. Awesome. Maybe we could throw that last question on the board that we have for getting to know our students on the call today. And the question is, are you joining us virtually or at school? Let us know in the chat. Are you virtual or are you face-to-face with your teachers this morning? Where are you calling in from? Let us know. Are you virtually or are you face-to-face with your teachers? And I can see some answers coming in really fast. That's amazing. You're all learning how to use that resubmit button, which is great. I can see that there's a handful of us face-to-face with our teachers today. Wow, and what's really nice is that you are face-to-face. If you have any problems, you have some experts right next to you. If you look to your left or your right, I'm sure you have a few students in your class that would love an opportunity to share their knowledge and to help you out if you get stuck. So make sure you ask your classmates if you're having some problems. I'm going to do my best to help you here, but sometimes it's a little difficult, right? Sometimes I don't know exactly what your problem is. So use your neighbors, use your classmates to help you out today. Also, we see that some students have joined virtually, which is amazing. You're in the comfort of maybe your home or your friend's home or someone in your family or your guardian's home. That's amazing. So thanks for joining us today. So now this is where we're going to get started. You have two options today. If you have Minecraft already downloaded on your computer and you're able to sign in with your education account, you're going to stay with me. If you're having a really tough time signing into Minecraft or you do not have it downloaded on your computer, we ask that you click on our link and complete the lesson plan that we've created for you and head over to code.org and complete the tasks in code.org through Minecraft. There's about 4 or 5 different tasks in Minecraft, at code.org that does not require a sign-in. So you can go to code.org and complete a full lesson right now with your students if you're having a tough time signing into Minecraft. Again, if you're having a tough time signing into Minecraft at any point, whether you forgot your password, or maybe you're not too sure of your education email or your school email, or maybe you didn't download it beforehand, but you still want to do some stuff with Minecraft today, that's okay. We've created a great lesson for you, and you can head over to code.org, which is a website, and you do not need to sign in, and you can complete one of the lessons that we created for you today.
But Coulter, I'm going to jump in here really quickly because I know I have been speaking with a whole bunch of your teachers, or my 2 colleagues, Michelle Armstrong or Michelle Sturba, may have been too. And if your teacher said, hey, everybody, we're going to follow pathway number 2 or path number 2, I just dropped it in that speech bubble here. You're going to go click on the link and it's going to walk you through a awesome lesson inside what Coulter was sharing of code.org. So go ahead, click on that link I just dropped in, the one that says if you're stuck or don't have Minecraft, that is where you're headed. And because Coulter is going to be showing us a little bit of work that's different than what you're going to be doing in code.org, you may also want to take a moment and say goodbye to us here. Whether that's putting us on mute so we don't interrupt your lesson over on code.org, or you're just going to hang up the call, that works well too. So if you don't have Minecraft, you can't get logged in, or something just doesn't work, you're going to head over to pathway number 2, and that's the link I just dropped there in the chat for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. So if you are with us and you are able to log in and you're going to stay with us, I would love for you to follow with me while you sign in. But some of you, and I saw in the chat, are already experts. You already have played a lot, and you probably already know how to do a lot of these things in Minecraft. So we want to get you started and get you going right away. So if you're comfortable with Minecraft and you've played before, and you can confidently say, I'm good to go, I would love for you to get started with our task today. So our task is for you to head into a Minecraft world. I would love for it to be in a creative world. Now, the reason we want you to be in a creative world is because you have the unlimited inventory. And we are on a time limit today, so you do not have time to mine for your inventory. So we encourage you to be in a creative world. Now, you could be in a blocks of grass template or a flat world, or you could choose to be in an infinite world. So for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, stay with me. I'm going to walk you through everything. But for those of you that are like, yeah, creative world, I could go infinite, or I could be in a flat world. I got this, Mr. Lewis. I'm good to go. Then you are good to go and head into those worlds. Now, you're going to say, what are we doing today? What are we going to build? To start, just to start, I would love for you to start building a house or a home. And we're going to try our best to keep that home around 15 by 15. So 15 blocks in length and 15 blocks in width. Now, I'm not going to be there to say, hey, you made it 16 or you made it 20 or you made it 30. If you're a really fast builder and you know that you can build a big home, by all means, go for it. But keep in mind that you are on a bit of a time limit and we want you to finish today. So always though, if you build a smaller house and you finish early, you can accentuate that house. You can build maybe a yard in the back with a garden, maybe a big swimming pool, maybe you want a waterfall somewhere. So you can decide on what you'd like to do if you finish that home early, but we want to make sure that you at least finish that home. So your goal is to build a house in a creative world. And if you finish, while I'm still giving some instructions to beginners, I want you to keep building on that home or build a community. Maybe build a neighbor. Maybe build a neighbor's home and start with that, okay? And we're gonna check in with you in about 15 minutes to make sure you're good to go still. And if you have any questions, click on that form and you can ask us that question. Or if teachers, if you're having any problems, click in the chat in Teams and we'll answer your questions. But if you are stuck and you are ready to go with me and you want me to walk you through it, that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I need to make sure that you're logged in to your Minecraft account with your education email and you're able to go. Again, if you are unable to log in, head over to Pathway 2 and go to code.org. But if you were able to sign in, we encourage you to use your education email and your password, and then you're going to get into a screen that looks like my screen, where I have my character's name on the right-hand side. I'm going to maximize my screen so you can see this while you're all getting on. And we're going to click on play. So I'm going to click play. So the first thing I do when I log in is click play. And it's going to bring me to this home screen, I guess you could call it, my portal page. And so I'm going to click play. And then on the bottom left, I click create new. So there's a blue plus button. And I click create new. And I click templates. So once I log in, I click play, create new. So that blue plus button on the bottom left, and I click templates. Once I click templates, I'm looking for the blocks of grass world. And mine pops up right there. It's the first one. Now, if yours isn't the first one, you might have to scroll down a little bit and look for it. You might even have to click on the blue plus where it says view more templates. But my guess is that a majority, I'm going to say like 95% of you, will have blocks of grass as one of the first templates at the top there. So you're going to click on blocks of grass and you're going to click on play. So I'll walk through that one more time and then I'm going to join in my world. So once you log in, once you're into Minecraft and you've signed in, you're going to click on the play button. And then you're going to click on the bottom left. There's a blue plus button and it says create new. So I'm going to click on create new. And then I'm going to click on templates. And I'm going to choose blocks of grass template. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to play. And we're going to get into Minecraft and we're going to start building pretty quick. Okay, and I'm going to get over to my world. I've already got a world created and set up for us today. So my world might look a little bit different to start, but that's just because I've got some houses in there already. But I'm in a blocks of grass template as well. I've just already built a little bit in my world. So it will look a little bit different, but essentially we're all on that flat world. You can see I was in here yesterday. I was actually in here late last night practicing my skills on how to build a triangular home. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough to build the roof to my home, and it took a little bit of time. It took a little bit of time, and I don't know if any of you that have already played Minecraft have used your stairs to build your roof. It takes some time, doesn't it? It's a little tedious. So I'm just gonna let this load, but if you're already into your Minecraft world, you can feel free to start walking around. Now you're gonna say, well, how do I walk around? So there are some hints. If you press the letter H on your keyboard, you should be able to see some hints that pop up on the left-hand side. So you can press H and you'll see the hints, and the hints will tell you that W is to walk forward and D is to walk backwards. But we want to make sure we have good gamer posture, which means that we want to make sure that we're using our correct hands where they should be on our keyboard. So I encourage you to use your left hand and place the left ring finger, that's the finger next to your pinky finger, place that on the W. And that should get you to be walking forward. And I use the same ring finger to press the D, which will get me to walk backwards. I then use my pinky for A, which is sideways, and my middle finger for D, which is to the right. So W, S, A, and D with my 3 fingers on my left-hand side. That's how I will be walking today in Minecraft. So feel free to do that. Well, you can see that my screen is just taking some time to load. I'm gonna get out of one of these things here. It looks like it might be slowing my computer down, and that's okay. This happens in Minecraft or in technology, right? Anytime we're using technology, sometimes it takes a little bit to load. So now that you're in Minecraft, though, maybe you're already walking around and you're like, "Hi, I'm ready to start building. I'm ready to go." So, well, let's start getting ready to go. Let's start getting some inventory to start building. So to get inventory, we have to press the letter E. E stands for inventory. So if you press the letter E, you're going to be able to open up an unlimited supply of resources. And there's some really cool things in there. And what we want to do is we want to take one of the first 5 or 6 blocks at the top there. You'll see there's a beige one, an orange one, a dark brown one. You'll see those, and they're cubes, and they're actually called planks. So if you move your mouse over top of it, it's going to say that it's a plank. So what we want to do is we want to take one of those blocks and move it down into our taskbar. So we do that by clicking and clicking, or dragging and dropping. So again, we press the letter E and it opens up our inventory. And I'm so sorry that I can't show you on my screen. I think because we have well over 800 classes on our call, that has just slowed my computer right up, and it's taking some time to load. So thank you for your patience and just listening to my voice and trying to problem solve on your own. And I think that's what's so important about computer science, is that we need to learn to problem solve. So I'm trying to problem solve my best by walking you through this with just my voice. So again, we're going to get some inventory to our toolbar by pressing the letter E, and by taking an item, and I encourage you to take one of the first 5 blocks. You click that and you bring it down into your toolbar. So I'm going to actually just get out of Minecraft, and we're going to try this one more time. And hopefully it doesn't take just as long. Oh no, I clicked it when a world was generated and it was done. Oh no, I didn't have the patience that I keep bragging about, that I have patience. Oh, that's okay. I know you're bearing with me, and I know you're doing well on your end. And you've got a block in your toolbar by dragging it down. And now that it's in your hand, we need to make sure that we aim to place a block. And this is where it's going to get a little tricky for a bunch of you, because you might have a different computer today than I do. You might have a Chromebook, you might have an iPad, you might have a PC or a Dell or a Lenovo, you might have a Windows computer. So we all have different computers we're working on today. And you might have different buttons to place these items. So what we need to do is we can test out if we can place this item. And the way that we place the item is by right-clicking. So I can right-click on my computer to place the item. And that means that if you have a trackpad, if you have the pad on your computer screen, it's going to be on, if you divide it in half, the right side should be to place an item, and the left side should be to destroy or to break the item. So you can try to click on those, and if it works, amazing. You can start building your home. But if you cannot place the item, now I repeat, because this is super important. If you cannot place the item really easily, I encourage you to stop everything. Give me your eagle eyes and your elephant ears. Okay, and I want you to listen to what I'm doing. Even though you can't see it on my screen, I'm going to walk you through your settings. So you can press the escape button on your keyboard. On the top left of your keyboard, you can press the escape button. And the escape button will bring you to a screen that will say settings. So click on your settings. And from your settings, you'll see on the left-hand side, it will say keyboard and mouse. I think it's the third option down. Click on keyboard and mouse. And there, the first option will say destroy, attack destroy. And it will probably say that it's button 1. Now I want you to click on that button and I want you to make it a letter. And I choose the letter P because if I accidentally destroy things by clicking the button 1, then it takes a little bit of time to actually think about destroying something. I can't just click on my button by accident and it will destroy. I have to actually, I'm excited, I'm in. And you know what helped me? I had to get rid of that form because everybody on the call kept posting into the form and it slowed my computer down. This has never happened to me before. It just so happens that we have over 800 students or 800 classes on the call. So thank you for your patience. 800 classes plus 20 students in each class. If you did the math on that, that's so many students with us today. So that is why I'm going to blame that on my computer slowing down. And that is the best reason that my computer slowed down ever, is that we have too many kids on the call. So this is where I'm at with my settings. So notice that I have this button here as button 1. I can click that button and I can change it to the button letter P. Okay, so button 1, if I just click on that, it's going to turn yellow, and I change it to the letter P. So I'm cognizant, which means that I'm mindful of destroying things. I actually have to press a button on my keyboard to destroy something. Now, if I want to use an item and place the block, it says button 2. I'm going to change that to button 1. So I click it once, so it turns yellow, and I click it again to make it button 1. So I'm going to show everybody what I did there one more time from the beginning. So what I did was, from my Minecraft world, I pressed the escape button, there we go, which is found on my keyboard, and it's the top left of my keyboard. So I press escape, I click on settings, and I go to keyboard and mouse. I click on keyboard and mouse, and I can see that I have these two options here, destroy, which is button 1. And since we're not mining today, we're not going to be expecting you to be destroying a bunch of stuff, right? If we're not mining and finding resources, we don't really need to destroy too much. So I'm going to click on my button 1, so it turns yellow, and I'm going to press the letter P. And the reason I choose letter P, again, is because now if I wanted to destroy something, I have to think about it, and I have to think about moving my finger to the letter P and clicking P. And then if I want to place a button, I make it button 1, which is my trackpad. My trackpad is known as button 1. So it's really easy for me to do that, especially if you're on a Chromebook. Okay, and I'm ready to go. Now, because I'm not on a Chromebook and because I have a mouse, I leave mine at the default settings because that is also what I'm familiar with. So I'm going to move mine back to the regular. But
Coulter, I'm going to jump in for 2 seconds here, because if you just watched Coulter because you were on a Chromebook or you don't have a mouse and you're like, whoa, Coulter, what was those steps that you just went on? We have posted them here in the Teams Live written out as like, number 1, do this, number 2, do this. So head back over there if you need a second run through of those, and then ask us any questions in the Q&A if you're stuck.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. And thanks for your patience, everybody, with letting me set up my computer and letting me figure out how to make sure that you can see my screen. So again, now that I have things in my inventory, and I encourage you to grab those first 6 blocks there, and you can drag them down and you can see my inventory is getting pretty full. I have some oxygen in there and some hydrogen. I can dump these out here. I have a lab table even. So now what I want to do is I want to start placing my block down. So again, if you're having a tough time placing your block, I want you to have your eyes on my screen, because what you need to see and what you need to do is make sure that your block that you want to use is in your hand. And you can press the numbers 1 to 9 to change your block. So I have a wood plank in my hand and I want to place this down. I have to aim my mouse to see this little black outline. So I can aim the little mouse, or I can aim my mouse to see the outline. I'll put it a little bit closer so you can see that. And if I don't aim and I don't see this outline, I won't be able to place a block. But once I see the outline, I can place my block. And I can keep placing my block. And maybe I want to start building up a little bit. So I can go above, I can fly up by double tapping my space bar, and I can start building on top of them. So if you are beginning though, my suggestion is that you just start by building a simple rectangle. So just find a clear spot. I just walk a little bit and I can find myself a clear spot. And I'm going to start building a rectangle. Now, the reason we're going to start building a rectangle, and you can see even myself, I accidentally still click on the wrong button and I destroy things. Just because when I start building really fast, it happens. So I can start building my rectangle, and I encourage you to do the same thing. And we're going to start playing in about 2 minutes. I'm going to go radio silent in about 2 or 3 minutes. And we're going to give you plenty of playtime. But once I build my rectangle, I'm going to start building my walls to my home. And again, we encourage you to build within the time constraints that we have today. So if you're relatively new at Minecraft, that's great. We want you to just make sure that you have enough time to build your home. So that's why we suggested a 15 by 15. But again, you decide, and we encourage you to just make a sensible decision on how big you want to build your home so you can make sure that you can finish. So you can see here, there's my rectangle. I'm going to start building my walls in just a second. I'm going to give myself some windows, maybe a staircase. Maybe I'm going to build a second floor. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But the last thing I want to show you, because I know we have some new individuals on the call. So if you are stuck and you have no idea where you are, and all you see is black and sort of a little bit of a hazy screen, you probably fell through the earth by accidentally digging a hole. And that happens to the best of us. I think it's a rite of passage. If you do not fall through the earth on one of your first times playing Minecraft and get stuck, then you are an anomaly and you are a guru right from the get-go. But some of you might have, this might have happened to you, where you're in here, you're like, I don't know what is going on, I'm through the earth. What you need to do is look up, and you can see your hole that you fell through. So I'm going to double tap my spacebar, and it takes a second, and I'm going to fly right back up through that hole. Now, if I can't find my hole, I can just fly right up to the bedrock here, and I can start digging my way out. Okay, so this happens to us all, and if you are stuck and you've fallen through your earth, just look up and fly back through your hole. Okay, so at this time, I will love to just go radio silent for a little bit, which means I'm going to mute my microphone, and I'm just going to start building my own. And I'm going to start building my house. So if you want to watch me, you can, for some ideas. I'm also going to take you through a little tour of some of the houses that are already built in my world. So maybe you'll get some ideas about those homes. I'm going to fill this hole because knowing me and how clumsy I can be sometimes, I'm going to fall right back through that hole. So I fill up these pretty quick, just to make sure that I don't have to step into it again. But like I said, I'm going to start building, and I encourage you to start building too. So once you get that rectangle, throw a house or throw a door, throw a window in there. Feel free to try different styles of roofs. You can see that I've got a couple of there that I've built. That one on the right there took me an extra time late last night just so I felt comfortable with it again, as I have trouble with those stairs and those building of the roof with the stairs. But I'm going to set my timer on my phone. And I think if I give you just over 20 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer, that you'll have plenty of time to play and build. And if you have any problems or any questions, definitely use the resources around you, like your neighbors. They'll definitely be able to help you out if they've played before. And you can also ask your teacher if there's something that's really a problem. Definitely ask your teacher to maybe even post a question to us. Have your teacher post the question that what the problem is, and we can try to help you out that way as well. So my timer is set. You've got 20. I'm putting 22 minutes on. We'll see where we're at that time, and we'll reassess where we're at. And again, feel free to watch my screen. You're going to even see me go into my inventory, so E for inventory, and then I can search for items here. So if I want a door, I can search for a door by typing it in. Or maybe I want some glass in my home, so I can search for glass. I thought about what I'm going to do today as well as I've been talking, and I'm definitely going to be creating a pond with my lab table, and I'm going to go that next step for some of you that have a lot of experience in Minecraft. I'm going to go to a little next step here when I'm on radio silent. So feel free to watch my screen and see how I'm building. And I think that's it. I'm gonna stop talking, and I encourage you to have some fun and explore and build and craft and play and enjoy yourself. And we'll catch you back in about 22 minutes on the clock.
Hey Coulter, would you be able to show me again how to change, for some people who are on Chromebooks, how to change the buttons again? Would you be able to go over that?
Yeah, sure thing, Mike. So if you're having a tough time with your controls, have your eyes on me again. The first thing is to make sure that we can see our controls. You can do that by pressing the letter H. So you can see on the left-hand side of my screen, I have the H there, and that will be my controls for just moving around. But for dropping and destroying, or placing and breaking, I press the escape button on my keyboard. So the top left ESC is the top left button. I then click on settings. So I click on settings. And then the third one down says keyboard and mouse. So from keyboard and mouse, I have the options to change my buttons here. So if you're on a Chromebook, I encourage you to keep your trackpad as button 1. So go down to where it says use item place block and click your trackpad. It should turn yellow, and then click it again until it says button 1. And then you'll see at the top there where it says destroy, you can see that it's now unassigned. So go to your where it says unassigned, click on that when it turns yellow, and then choose a letter. And I encourage the letter P because it's not that often used. And it's a relatively easy number or letter to click if you have your left hand using the button 1 and your right hand can use P. So again, I'll show you one more time. I went to the settings option, which can be found by pressing escape on my keyboard. I click on settings. I click on where it says keyboard and mouse. It's the third option down. The first option under controls, keyboard and mouse. And then I can choose my buttons here. So I can choose to destroy items. And again, to change those items, I need to first click it to highlight it to be yellow. So I first press my trackpad if you're on the Chromebook, so it turns yellow. And then I choose which button I would like it to be. I already want this one to be button 1, or maybe it's button 2. So that's right click. Button 1 is left click. And then you can go up to your destroy button, make sure that it's yellow, click on it, click left click it to turn yellow, and then choose the button you would like it to be. I'm assuming that came through on the chat. So Mike, let me know if I need to do that again, or if we're having any other problems. I'm more than happy to help out.
No, Coulter, I think you are good. We can go back to kind of that quiet build time again. All right, Coulter, I feel like your timer is probably going to go off in about 2 minutes. So if you can hear my voice, you have 2 minutes to finish up your build. Get as much of it done as you can. And we're going to come back in 2 minutes. And Coulter, I know that means you are disappointed that you only have 2 minutes left to play, but you've got 2 minutes to finish up your house. And as everybody's finishing up, Coulter, you have got some fans out there trying to figure out how the heck you made a house guide. And I think maybe we'll save a couple minutes at the very end of the lesson to go over and show how that is added into your world. What do you think?
Yeah, I would love to show that. That's a little trick that we have here in Minecraft education. These are NPCs, and they're so helpful in being able to have some dialogue and to being able to talk to maybe our teachers or our students that maybe want to come in and view our world. Oh, there's my timer, and that's our 2 minutes. So yeah, these characters are super cool, and maybe if we have some time at the end, I'll love to show you how to create them yourself.
So good. So Coulter, well, everybody's coming back to our voices to your Minecraft screen. We're going to remind everybody that they're going to put their final block on and then come back to us. Teachers, if you are face-to-face with your students, we send you good luck and strength trying to get their attention back up here on the big screen. Now, Coulter, you've been busy for the past 20 minutes. Can you give us a really quick tour of your home?
Of course I can. So what I've created, and if some of you did see my little NPC, who's my house guide, that's what I titled him. And it's just my, oh, I got to change it back so you can actually read the dialogue. So there's my little house guide. I even have this little button here which will help read what he's written, or what I've written for him. And then I've created some on the outside. Let's do the outside house first. I put some saplings down with some bone meal to help grow real fast. I also created a little small garden here. And I did a little red carpet to my pool, but I pasted a board down just for a fair warning that if you do not know how to swim in Minecraft, you cannot go beyond the fence. And here I have my water. I don't know if anyone was watching me try to create some water, but I did it a few different ways today. And then when we go into my house, this was my door. And if you had a tough time finding the right door, sometimes we choose like an iron door and we forget to put that we need a pressure plate or a lever to help us because the iron doors are so heavy. But I just put myself a wood door. So if I right click, I can open this up. And there's half of my sunroof. And on this side, I didn't do any interior decorating today. I decided to do some exterior first. So maybe I'll come back and finish this up. I put some stairs for a little welcoming entrance way into my home. And this is what I've built for today. I'm pretty impressed with it. I'm pretty happy with it.
I love it. I love the all of the windows. Like I could imagine it being summertime, or even when there's really pretty sun and snow, and like sitting there in your house and just like looking up and having dinner under the stars. It's very creative. I like it, Coulter. Now, what I'm curious about is what everybody else's houses look like, or buildings or sheds or mansions, depending on what you built. So we're going to encourage every one of you to head back to the form that you were using earlier today and describe to us your house. Coulter's going to bring it back up too, and he's going to do another round of shout outs, I think. So let us know in that form, what does your house look like?
Yeah, I would love to hear what kind of blocks you built it with as well. What kind of what kind of items did you use from your inventory? I'm just waiting to see some answers come through. I know we have a full couple schools on the call today, so while we're getting those answers in, quick little shout out to the York School with Miss Reiner's class, Miss Laskowski, Miss Newell, Miss Vitko, Miss Hudson, and Miss P or Prefidello, I'm hoping. Thanks for being here, the York School. That's awesome that you made it. And thank you everybody else for have joined. And let's see what you've put in our chat here or in our form. I'd love to see what you have coming up. I've joined on my phone because you crashed my computer, folks. That's what's happened with so many participants today. It's never happened to me before, but I mean, you did it, so it's good. I'm really happy with it. So let's just see what's come through.
So Coulter, I've got a few shout outs. We have Ms. Elson's class. We had some diamond blocks used, and one student made a chicken dispenser. We had AJ who used spruce logs, carpet, stove, leaves, and stone bricks. We have Matthew who made a building out of brick, birchwood, planks, and dark oak slabs and stairs, and a water elevator. That sounds like fun.
That's awesome. Well, I love seeing these come through on my phone and hearing some of these responses. That's great. Did anyone out there get a chance to showcase maybe some different skills, maybe some redstone if you're pretty advanced, or maybe yesterday someone built their door with a piston, which was pretty cool.
And if you're new to Minecraft like me and you're just like, I have no idea what those words are, that's totally okay too. So we also, Coulter, have some really great answers. Wyatt sent saying, my house is 15 by 15 brick walls with an outdoor campfire and an outdoor pool with 2 dogs, an NPC. We also have other 15 by 15 houses with spacious doors and lots of room. I feel like we are trying to buy a house here. We're on like realtor. These students are selling the houses to us. But what I really love is that students have started to give us some numbers to really allow us to quantify and to visualize their house, because we know a 3 by 3 house is going to be so different than a 15 by 15. So Coulter, I'm going to test your math skills right now. And we know that you've built your house, but are you able to describe your house to us with some dimensions and some numbers?
Yeah, but first I actually have to probably count the blocks, because I was just building and I really wasn't paying too much attention to how my width, I just assumed I was getting close. So I'm just going to slowly count my blocks. So there's 1, 10, 11, 12. It looks like my length on this side is going to be 12. So let me write that down. Now I can write it down with a piece of paper, but I can also just grab one of my signs from my inventory and post that here. Equals 12. Go. And then if I wanted to calculate my width, again, I need to come over here and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like my width is going to be 8.
So Coulter, now that you have your length and your width, let's see what everybody else's length and width is. So if you are here with us, go and head back to that form and let us know in that form, what is the length and the width? And I think, Coulter, there's one more dimension, and I can see you kind of like trying to figure it out. We won't say it out loud and see if all of the students can send us their length and width and that other mystery dimension through that form, and we'll do some more shoutouts.
I saw someone with the letter N popped in. They didn't give us their full name, and that's okay. We'll still give you a shout out because you gave us a 40 by 40, which means that you've probably built in Minecraft before if you were able to complete that massive home.
And I love some of the denotation that students are using. They're telling us what exactly is the length and what is the width, whether with an L or the full word or W or the full word width, letting us know, like Kaylin, who has a 20 by 20, or Emily, great name, by the way, which is length of 17 and width of 30. Oh, and Ava, she figured out that extra dimension. Coulter, do you remember what dimension we were trying to figure out earlier?
Yeah, I definitely do. We're trying to calculate my height. And I can see that Jorge has put that he's got a 15 by 15 by 32. Great job for figuring that out. That means you have a pretty tall building, which is awesome. But yeah, I was trying to calculate my height so that I've got my length, my width, and my height. Now sorry, Emily, you can go.
We're just too excited to talk about math. We're talking over top of each other. I love it. But Coulter, now that you've got your length, your width, and your height, there are some things that you could figure out. And I know you're going to go into your inventory, and because you're in Minecraft Education Edition, you're going to be able to find yourself a board to do all of this work digitally. But some of our students at home may be using their whiteboards. If you're at school, you might be using a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper. You might be using a different device. But let's see how smart these students are. And knowing that we have still over 1,000 classes with us right now, I think we've got some pretty smart kiddos out there. What can we figure out if we know the length, the width, and the height? I think there's like 4 or 5 different answers here. So let's see if we can figure them all out. Let us know in that form, what can you figure out if you have the length, the width, and the height? Coulter, I know you're going to think about it too, and then we're going to come to you and see if you can figure it out.
Definitely just trying to place down this board as we're getting tons of answers rolling in. And I just feel like I'm being left out from not being able to see the form. So I've tried to open it up again, but it's clearly not working very well for me. But I just want to be a part of the form like everybody else.
Well, we've got some good answers coming in. They are just starting. So let us know, ladies and gentlemen, what can you do with length, width, and height? Whether it's all 3, maybe it's just 2 of them. We're going to see if we can get all of our answers in. Brandon and Kaylin and Din and Senna and Jeffrey and Tristan. Who else? Oh, we've got Lily and Mac, Kishan, Daniel, Serena, Sophia. We've got a couple initials are in there. We've got 6C from Cummer Valley Middle School. We've
I
got
see
all
Grace
sorts
from
of.
Well giving us a solid answer in here as well. Thank you, Grace. Ooh, Nessa, great. You definitely can find that, Nessa. Thank you.
And Basma got 2 of the 4. I love it. And Emma.
And Taya's got something, which is great. Thank you, Taya. You're correct. So can you see where we're heading with this? I think.
All right, Coulter. So if we have length, width, and height, what are all of the different calculations we could do for your house?
Well, the first one that comes to mind and that we see in the chat here is my area, right? So I can calculate my area. Oops, on the wrong screen, area. And my area formula is length times width. Make that big. So for me, my length was 12 and my width was 8, I believe. So it's going to be length times width. And my area equals, does anyone know this answer off the top of their head? There's my area. Well, let's do another one. What could be my next one? Maybe I want to do just figure out the outside of my home, which is my perimeter. The perimeter is 2 lengths. Basically, I need to add up all my 4 sides. So we can do it a few different ways. So I can just do length plus width plus length plus width. That can be the easiest. But there's other formulas that we can write it down. But for those of you that have maybe never calculated your perimeter, this is how I might suggest it. I'm going to press my plus button. There we go. So my length is 12 plus my width is 8 plus length plus 12. So doing all that math there, it's going to be 12 plus 8 plus 12 plus 8, which is perimeter. I'm not going to show my full work, but it should be 40.
A little bit of TV magic. It's like watching a cooking show, right? Where they're like, here is the mix, and now here is it cooked.
And one more I'd love to show is that I can find my volume. So I can find my volume in my house. And this one's a little bit more challenging, especially for some students. But this is where I want to calculate all 3, my length times width times height. So if my length was 12 and my width was 8 and my height was 4, I know that my length times width is 96 times 4. Now that's a pretty big number. I can get my calculator out if I'd like, or I can try to do some quick mental math. If I just assume that 4 times 100 is going to be 400, and then I subtract 4 each time, 4, 8, 12, 16, so 400 minus 16, we're going to go with 384 is my volume. Now, one thing I have here, though, Emily, is I haven't labeled any of these numbers. What is this? What does 96 mean? 96 what? 96 chickens? 96.
Well, Coulter, I think our students are going to be able to help you because they figured out area and perimeter and volume. Some even said surface area. Or some even said if you didn't have a rectangle shape, we could figure out, because we have that height, we could figure out the triangles on it or different shapes there. I think they're going to be able to help you out on this one. So everybody, what we need you to do is we need you to head back into the form and let us know what comes after 96, 40, yes, 40, or 384. Let us know in that form, what does Coulter put at the end of all of these?
Thank you, Kayleen. I recognize that too. Way to be on the ball for that one. Calling Mr. Lewis out for his spelling.
Spelling does count in math too.
It does count. You're correct. And it counts in Minecraft.
Now, I like a few of these questions, Coulter, or answers coming in, and I like how thoughtful they are. So Manreet put units squared, and what I love about that being units is it's not necessarily in front of us. It is some sort of measurement. And I love the squared. So Coulter, out of your 3 calculations, which one does units squared? Do you know?
I would say that my area would be my units squared, but maybe someone else can help me out. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're good. Now we got to figure out those other 2. So perimeter, let's see, let's go to our form. Let's see if any of our students have been able to help you out there. Let's see, they're still coming in. I love seeing it. Excellent, we're getting them there. Amreen said, well, perimeter, it's not a 2-dimensional shape. It's a 1-dimensional shape because we're just walking around our building. And they suggested we could just put blocks because that's what you counted, wasn't it, Coulter? You counted the blocks.
I did, correct. And I can see that like Lily and Jeffrey have put in here that 1 block in Minecraft equals 1 meter. So maybe I could put 40 meters.
I love it. Now we got one last one, volume. Now, if we look at that and we see how many numbers we had to multiply together, that might give us a clue on what we should put in. And there were some pretty good answers come in too. Some of you already knew this. So we're getting lots of great answers from Owen and Ethan and Albert and James and Aiden and David and Michaela and Caitlin and Mavir, all sorts. So we have 3 numbers, Coulter, that we are multiplying together, which means our units are going to be multiplied together 3 times. So we are looking for something cubed, that little tiny 3 that your teachers always get you to write. But which units are you going to use?
And Manreet and Harlan, thank you for chiming in. You are correct. They made it in. And Alishba, I hope I pronounced that correct. Awesome. Thank you so much for chiming in. You are correct, and we definitely appreciate your participation.
All right, Coulter, I've got one last question for you because we only have 10 minutes left. I can't believe this final half an hour went so fast. Now, if we take a look at your screen right now, there's something happening up in that top left-hand corner. And it has 3 numbers. We right now have -48, we have 4, and 89. Now, I'm wondering if our students can figure out what those 3 numbers might relate to in terms of math. So I know you're going to see if you can give them some hints there while everybody's thinking. And so everybody head over to your Minecraft form, the one that you've been answering everything with, and let us know, what do those 3 numbers represent in Minecraft or in math? I'm going to give you about a minute to think on this. What do those 3 numbers represent in Minecraft or in math?
Here's a big hint. Notice the numbers changing when I start flying.
And Coulter, the answers are coming in so fast. We've got some pretty smart students hanging out with us this morning. So last time to put your answer in. What do those 3 numbers in the top left-hand corner of Coulter's screen represent, and what do they mean in math?
Wow, we can see a bunch. Abdullah from Gadstone, Anthony, Zavine, Jen and Tara and Amy and Kaysen. Awesome.
We've got Eden and Owen and Harlan and Alexis and Rishi.
And Farman has given us a pretty detailed correct answer as well. Thank you very much.
And I love it. So those 3 coordinates, Coulter. Oh, and I might have given part of it away with my question. Coulter, what do those 3 numbers mean? Can you describe them to us?
These are our X, Y, and Z. So if we're looking at a graph, they're the coordinates we are on a graph. And in Minecraft, we can think of it as being on a graph. And our location is based on our north and south location, our east and west, or our X and our Y and our Z as well, based on our height. So it's really helpful to locate where we are. We can also even teleport in our worlds using our coordinates. We can also use this thing called a structure block, which definitely helps us with building some 3D images. And it's really cool things here with our coordinates. So if you are looking to play Minecraft at a later time, we definitely encourage that you come out here and you check out some X, Y, and Z using your structure block. We think it's super cool and really helpful. And yeah, it's just such a nice, easy way to know where you are and to navigate. And like I said, you can definitely teleport yourself and using those coordinates where you are. So if you're in a bigger world or you're working with your friends in the same world and you want to teleport, you teleport to your coordinates. And you can see here on my screen, this is a 3D image, and this is going to that next level, but we can actually get this 3D image based on our X, Y, and Z.
That's so cool. And I love that you've just like dropped these little hints of what Minecraft can do as we continue to build it out. Now, Coulter and Mike, we are 4 minutes away from being out of time, and I think we haven't asked my favorite question yet. Coulter, do you want to ask the final question of the day?
Yeah, we would love to know, and this is so helpful for us. We would just love to know what you enjoyed about today's workshop the best. What did you like about Minecraft and meeting us and getting to play at school? What are you going to go home and share with your friends or your family? What are you going to tell them about Minecraft today? What was your favorite part? Share with us in that form. Let us know what you enjoyed most. We would love to give out some shout outs. You can see some of these answers coming in.
We can. And Coulter, because we're going to do a mega round of shout outs right now, before we all have to sign off, I'm going to actually get you to close Minecraft so you can see all of those responses. I'm going to put your head nice and big on the students' screens, and you can start with those final round of rapid fire shout outs to all of the amazing Canadian students hanging out with us today.
Awesome. I would love to do that. And I can see that some of us are just a little delayed, so I don't want to miss out on some of our delayed individuals like Reese, who's given a great answer for our length, width, and height. But now I can see that some individuals like Lily is building, Mariam, I like that we got to learn in a fun way. Awesome. Sanvi enjoyed building her house. Priscilla, I love making the house. Thank you so much. And please, I didn't even read that part, but you got to shout out, Priscilla. And Evan from Fletcher's Cree, spending time with us and building the best house I've done in a long time. That's awesome, Evan. Thank you so much. And Serena and Sana and Rishi and David building a most epic house. And Miss Van Vliet's class coordinates. You were on the grid. Awesome. Thank you for chiming in. I'm assuming you're just a little delayed, and that's great.
Coulter, I'm going to give you a chance to catch your breath. Mike, you are up. What are some more shout outs? Go for it.
There's so many here piling up. Evan really loved building with everybody. Coulter, there's so many shout outs back to you about how good of a job that you have done. People really enjoyed, I think, just Alexis is saying, just being able to build her house any way she wanted. Shauna, longitude and latitude, so connecting it back to math. Math is starting to get a little bit more fun here with some Minecraft stuff here. Caitlin enjoyed learning new things about Minecraft and building. We have Andrew and Sarah, both loved failing, but making it right again. That is my favorite part, so thank you to you.
That is amazing.
I love seeing that.
All
I
right,
love
Coulter,
seeing
you're
that.
back up. We're going to give Mike a chance to catch his breath because we're doing this rapid fire, gentlemen.
Okay, so we have Ashley chiming in. Thank you very much. We all cooperated and how we built stuff and explained everything. Thank you, Ashley. That's really nice of you to say. Ganiv, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing. What else do we have? Ishmael, Amar, shout out to Mar for building his house and trying to keep the companion or your villager under control. Awesome that you love building. And Carson and David and Greg, awesome, and Andrew. And wow, there's so many. Michaela, thank you very much. You made her horse stable. That's great. And Nina from Gatestone, who learning to build, awesome. And Andrew, wow, there's so many that have come in. Again, this is crashing our form. I've never had this happen before. So it's so cool to see that Thomas got to do this at school. We're really happy that you got to build in Minecraft at school, Thomas. And Dee Dee with a similar answer as Thomas and Leah. That's awesome. And I know it is now 11 o'clock and we are coming to an end. So your next steps, students, your next steps, if you are in class, you need to get your eyes and your attention over to your teacher to give you those next steps and instructions. Maybe it's break time, maybe it's snack time, maybe it's recess, maybe it's a little bit more math. You need to talk to your teacher and find out what's next. And if you joined us virtually, please send your teacher a message. Find out what you are to do next. And we hope that you have a wonderful afternoon. And maybe you're able to join us this afternoon for a really important discussion about equity and about bringing two villages in Minecraft together using coding. So thanks again, and also never forget to thank your teachers. If it wasn't for them, you would not have been able to join our call today. They reached out, they found us, they were able to get in contact and spend their time bringing us to you. So make sure you give a shout out to your teachers who are awesome.
That was a great way to close, Coulter. I love it. So we are at the end. Like Coulter said, students, go and find your teacher. Look at your teacher if you are face-to-face and be like, what's next? And if you are virtual, this is a great time to send your teacher a quick message or look in, whether it's your team, your Google Classroom, your email, wherever your teacher communicates, there will be more information there for you. We will see you if you and your class are back this afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern. So that is most of Ontario and most of Quebec time. And we are going to dive into a challenge where we're going to problem solve and see if we can't bring two communities together using coding and our understanding of how we can work together. And before we leave, we are going to do one final shout out. Coulter, are you ready? We are just going to go list a whole bunch of names because we have thousands and thousands of you with us today. And I want to make sure we get as many of you with a shout out as possible. So Coulter, I am going to time you. You are going to have 30 seconds to say as many names as possible. If Coulter gets stuck on your name, we apologize. But he is going to try and read off as many as possible. All right, Coulter, you ready for this challenge?
I'm
Take
ready.
a deep breath.
Lined up and I'm ready. And I apologize. Some names are super unique, like my name, Coulter, which is sometimes difficult for teachers to pronounce. So I've gotten that all my life, and I don't take anything personally. So if I mispronounce your name, I'm doing my best. Okay.
All right, Coulter. 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right. Thank you, David and Farin and Ravneet and Abdin Abjab for letting us build your dream house, and Daniel and Suklin and Nafe and Peng and CJ. Loved building. Awesome, Michaela, and thank you, Zachary and Maximilian. And Noel, you guys are chiming in on your X, Y's, and Z stills, and that's okay. But thank you very much. And Tyler and Shauna and Connor and Parth and Anad and Gianluca and Gavin and Haley and Brilin and Azan and Joshua and Sabrina and Kellen and Nathan and Kanav and Parth and, oh, I got to scroll down. Maria, Kishan, Hayden, thank you. And Joshua, that's great. And Josh, thank you. It was fun. And Miss Murray's class, awesome. And who else do we have? Yuvraj. I hope I pronounced that one correct. That's such a cool name, very unique. And Navu, thank you. And who else do we have? Miss Yu's class, thank you very much. I'm so happy that you can learn and that you can really see the connection to all areas of math. Thank you, Miss Yu's class. And who else do we have? We have a bunch of individuals from Gatestone, like Michaela, Nina, and Hannah. And Evan 780 Fletcher's Cree. I know we've given you a shout out, but you keep posting and you keep doing what we're asking. So thank you so much. And Noor and Tyla and Fiona and Sahir and Sarah and I could keep scrolling down, and Mukesh and Gurman and Eliza, perfect, and Andy. Wow, and this keeps going and going and going. And this is amazing. And Manish and Harshavir and Mr. Ricknoth. Mr. Ricknoth, I hope I pronounced that correct. Thank you very much. And
all right, Coulter, I'm going to have to call time. That was amazing. Epic shout outs. We're going to have lots more this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, students, go look at your teacher, figure out what's next. We have had an honor hanging out with you this morning, and we hope to see you this afternoon. Bye, everybody.